One, two, one, two. It is a good morning here at Takashinga Cricket Club. The Harare Metropolitan Cricket Association First League continues with action today between Gladiators and Uhuru. Uhuru having won the toss and decided to bat first. My name is Larry Kwiderai, and of course thank you to our partners, Bank ABC, Snowflower and Ling Long Tires, without whom we wouldn't be beaming these pictures, not just in Zimbabwe but across the world, giving you the cricket from the biggest province in the country. And I promise you that throughout the day I will not be making references to Arsenal because I'm here with Kuda Mjede. How are you, Kuda?
I'm good, Larry. How are you? Good morning to everyone. Very lovely morning here at Takashinga Cricket Club. Yeah, and Larry, I'm obviously not an Arsenal supporter.
Yeah, there we go. So let's focus on today's match. Just looking at, first of all, you've got the lineup for Uhuru there. If you just share what we got. Just to tell you that we're 1.5 overs in. Uhuru have already lost their first wicket. That is Takudza Nyamugure to face Kabeta. So they are 4 for 1. Wellington Masakaza haven't just come in.
So Uhuru winning the toss and choosing to bat with the captain, Ryan Simbi, Wellington Masakaza, Alvin Chiraza, Webster Madidi, Asha Garwe, Wishnes Tapombo, Craig Chikange, Takunda Garwe, Ryan Simbi, the captain, Takudza Nyamugure, Nigel Mpura.
And over the side, Milton Shumba is the captain, and it's got Lennox Chandu as the wicketkeeper. Leroy Chiwaula, the young under-19 player, is also there. Did well against Australia at the World Cup, if you remember. Wesley Madevere, it's got an international hat trick. Got Ambitious Muduma, Owen Muzonda, the ever lively, Tunatenda Nzua, Benny Zuze, Malcolm Chukua, the coach, playing today, Manashe Chipoi, and Faze Mukabeta, the man who took the first wicket. Should be in for a very interesting game today. Uhuru, of course, were promoted last season. This is their first season in the top league.
Yeah, they're definitely newcomers in the league. Sitting at the bottom of the table at the moment. Looking to get a few wins to get up the table. Malcolm Chukua with a wide there. An extra.
Gladiators lost their first match of the season last week, and the 100% record, and fell to the Rangers, who will be playing here tomorrow against Takashinga 2. Of course, we'll be giving you that action live. And very much a community club, Takashinga, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very good. They've actually come up and they keep upgrading and keep improving all the time. It's a very good place to be playing the game of cricket here.
This year hosted the first round of the under-19 tournament. Zimbabwe were based here, along with England, Pakistan and Scotland. And that's why I left. Just gets a little bit difficult in the morning, doesn't it? So you sort of want to survive, which is sort of typical of a winter pitch in Harare. You want to survive the first 20 overs or so. So you want to give those to the bowling side, and then afterwards just gets that little bit much better. So you don't really want to lose too many wickets at the top, because that makes it a little bit more difficult later on.
Yeah, definitely, Larry. Very good point. Obviously, batting in the morning, it's always tough, especially obviously not really to the 20th over, but we can just say like the first, it's usually the first 10 overs. It's a very tough period to bat, but obviously if you can negotiate the first 10 overs and get yourself in, get your eye in, get the pace of the wicket to really help you.
Of course, the other side of it all is that in the first 10 overs, that's when you've got the power play.
Yeah,
That means
definitely. Two fielders outside the circle. You obviously want to capitalize on having two fielders outside the circle, but obviously you're also looking to survive so that you don't lose a cluster of wickets early up.
Alvin Chiraza facing. He's on 5 runs of 9 balls. Score is now 7 for 1. Just some tight bowling from Malcolm Chukua. Of course, there is that extra he conceded a little bit earlier. End of the over, 7 for 1. Faze Mkabeta to continue. From the Elvis Sembezea end, the legend of this club, one of the founders. That end is the Emmanuel Dube end. Emmanuel Dube, a respected match referee.
Yeah, very much respected and a legend in the cricket circles of Zimbabwe.
It's good fielding. Very attacking field at the moment, isn't it?
Very attacking. They've got a short leg in there. Obviously, that really tells you that he's not going to get anything fuller.
And it's about that, isn't it? Bowling to instructions.
Definitely.
So very well to say you've got a certain field settings and you're bowling and opening up the leg side so that if he just gets one over, then he's got that access for him.
Driven down the ground. Very good shot there by Alvin Chiraza. Very, very good looking shot. Obviously, the length that Faze Mkabeta is not looking for. A run through 3. Very, very good shot there, Larry.
Brilliant shot. You always enjoy those ones. And those ones are just really about timing, not powering through that. Almost like gently guided towards the boundary. Doesn't get there. Just stops short. Tend to have lush outfields at Takashinga. Takashinga Cricket Club, of course, was officially open on the 24th of October, but none other than Brian Charles Lara, the West Indies captain at the time, legend of the game.
All left there by Wellington Masakaza. Him being a left-hander would have watched a bit of Brian Lara batting also. So yeah, West Indies former captain and legend of the game. Scored plenty runs in his international career.
Most famously that 400. Just imagine that, 400 in a test.
I was about to say that, Larry. How do you get 400 in a test match? 400 runs. Individual score, we're saying.
You get to 100 and keep going. Get to 200, keep going. Get to 300, keep going.
Larry, I'll tell you, getting to 100 is a big effort. Well, getting to 400, wow, that's massive. That's massive, I'll tell you.
Was he not? Didn't he finish not out?
I think we should check that. We'll check that and we'll come back to that. Oh, great ball. Very, very great ball there by Faze Mkabeta. The ball moving away from the left-handed batsman. Good signs for the bowling side here, Gladiators. Faiz Mkabeta hitting his strips nicely. We want to stay there for the rest of his spell. They've done a great job for his captain. Lali, you were talking about the Gladiators losing their first match, losing the game that they lost last week, and that was the first match they've lost this season. They've been playing very, very good cricket, but last week, not quite sure what will happen to them.
Yeah, I had a chat with some of them, and they said probably better to lose your first match at this stage of the season, because you don't want to do it when you get to the 13th match and you really need to win that match and you haven't learned how to lose it. I mean, it's not like you're going out to try and lose a match, but it's almost you don't want to start trying to learn your lessons deeper in the game, deeper in the season. Of course, they're one of the sides that haven't qualified directly for the NPL. From the Harare Metropolitan Cricket Association, you've got Takashinga's 1 and 2, as well as Rangers, and the teams that have qualified because they finished in the top 4 last season. Just coming back on to you on that one, he was not out for the 400. It was against England in Antigua during the 4th test in 2004. The Prince, they used to call him.
Oh, Gladiator. Wow.
I think I don't know if it was just generally the Prince, but I think they called him the Prince. I mean, I think he ended off as the King. That is, just go through his hands. There was a chance there. Just completely go through his hand, but it goes all the way for a 4. Driven on the up, and the fielder stayed on the ground there. Must have done himself a mischief. And there was a chance there, but it looks as if there's a bit of concern for the fielder who stayed on the ground. Must have landed awkwardly. And then he gingerly gets up. And it looks like he's going to be okay. Let's put his cap on. There was a chance there. It goes completely through his hands. Probably didn't position himself well. Probably jumped a bit too much, and the ball went just in between his hands, just below his hands actually, like below his palms. And the first boundary of the match from Alvin Chiraza.
Yeah, definitely mistimed his jump there, but obviously it's a chance that has really gone begging for them. And the old saying will never change there, Larry. Catches always win you matches. At the moment you start dropping catches, the chance of winning the game will sliply go away from you.
Looks like the fielder has had to come off, and looks as if there's a substitute fielder that's come on. Just hoping that he's going to be fine. Certainly look painful from here.
I would definitely tell you that if you drop a catch and, the catches will always hurt you. But if you drop it, it will even be worse. Sweep shot there from Alvin Chiraza, down to deep square leg, just for 1. It really hurts more, Larry, when you drop the catch. Because if you drop the catch, most of the time when you drop a catch, it definitely means you're not in the right position to catch the ball. Just like what he did, he mistimed his jump, and the ball went through him. Hopefully he'll be okay, be able to return to the field and continue with the game. Malcolm Chukua continuing from the Emmanuel Dube end. Left-arm orthodox spinner. Better miss by Wellington Masakaza. Wellington Masakaza, very, very experienced cricketer. He's been in the national setup for a very long time, and he's really improved on his batting. He's obviously known for his left-arm spin. Gladiators. He's really improved his batting, and as you see today, he's batting in number 3.
I certainly want to see that sort of thing from your senior most players. If you're going to go out and make runs at international cricket, you should be expecting you to take more and shoulder the responsibility in this at this level. After 5 overs, the score is 16 for 1, with Alvin Chiradza on 14 of 16 and Wellington Masagaza 1 of 10. Faze Mukabeta continues. But it looks as if there's something. Okay, it's sort of where. It's a very curious position that Milton Shumba has placed himself. It's almost just around. Just on the left side of the umpire. A very straight position. Probably trying to negate that straight drive that Alvin Chiradza is capable of making. This can be wide. Very curious position, isn't it?
That is, and also as you said earlier, it's a very Gladiators have gone with a very attacking foot with Faze Mukabeta coming from the LV Simbese end. They've got a short leg in there, and as you just said, Milton Shumba has just gone to silly mid on, obviously looking to tuck Alvin Chiradza there. Obviously, the previous over he played a very, very solid straight drive. So they're obviously looking to make a mistake there. Oh, LB shout. Umpire not interested.
It was a bit down the track. It was very hard done if you got one of those given against you. And take a brave umpire to call that one.
Yeah, obviously as you had, it was just a half shot from the bowler and the fielding side.
It's good thinking from Milton. It's got the player thinking. I have to say, not very often that you get a fielder at a sort of like a mid-off position, but very tight with the bowler. I don't think he's gone as straight as he's legally allowed to go.
It's a field placing that obviously when the bowler is bowling very well, bowling very, very tight lines, it's for a batsman it's going to be very tough to get the ball away. If he's going to be bowling straight, if he bowls straight, he's obviously going to hit the ball straight to where Milton Shumba is placed there. So it's a field placing that you, as a batsman, you really need to give yourself time, as we were saying earlier. As you see there, a very, very good ball by Faze Mukabeta, looking for the Yorker there. But obviously well negotiated by Alvin Chiradza. Coming back to that point, Larry, as a batsman, you got to get yourself in. Obviously, these guys are one down. And obviously, they'll be looking to put a very, very good score on the board that they can be able to defend. And as you said early up, it's very tough to bat because the ball is still new. The bowler is hitting his straps nicely. Won't be very easy for the batters, but Alvin Chiradza looking to get himself stuck in here. Off the back foot, through mid wicket. They'll run an easy 2. Very good shot by Alvin Chiradza. just waiting for the ball to come to him and just placing the bat in the right position there. Uhuru.
Just looking out there, just seen a stream of young kids coming in, and boys and girls, age. Look, some of them look like around 5, 6, 7 years old. Some getting towards the teenage sort of age, and coming here and getting into the nets. And someone rolling back the years, tell you about just now, Malcolm Chukua continues. Bowling his 4th over in the power play is the general manager for Eagles, showing that he's not just a person who sits behind the desk.
Malcolm Chukua from the Manyudube end. Bowling to Wellington Masakadza.
So I'm wondering who the general manager for Eagles is. Moses Chitare. And then Nets currently demonstrating to the young players himself, also a former coach, did coaching at school level. So he'll be very well versed in development cricket, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, he wants to see the kids rising up the ranks. Obviously, you have to when you become a coach, you know, from playing cricket, the passion is already there. And when you become a coach, I think your passion even gets more because you see things in a broader way. That if I tell this kid he has to do this, and if he does it, you know, it really gives you a very, very good feeling. And him being in that position and being able to show the youngsters that we've come from here and we've managed to do this and you can do this as youngsters is very good.
That went through everything. That was a really beautiful delivery from Malcolm Chukua. And from the body work, body language, this can be given as buys. Delivery was too good for the batter, too good for the keeper. Lennox Chando is the keeper at the moment today for Gladiators.
About very, very good ball to end the 7th over by Malcolm Chukua there. The score 22-1. Out of your picture, Wellington Masakaza exchanging bats there. Probably thought the one he was using wasn't hitting the ball nicely, I guess.
Yeah, it reminds me of the World Cup. Sikandar Raza changing bat. Next thing is hitting 6s and 4s. They're like, okay, this is Raza that just changed his bat. That means some stuff is about to happen. Wellington Masakaza hoping the same stardust comes with the new bat that is acquired from the dugout. Masakaza previously played for Takashinga 1. It was an MPL season. He was the top wicket taker. I think it's like 17 wickets. A very capable customer. Expecting to be involved in the international calendar that's coming up. And as I say that, I did say the new bat. New missions, new abilities. I called it. And Wellington Masakaza gently guides that down to deep backward square leg. And that's going to be his first boundary and Uhuru's second.
Yeah, very good shot by Wellington Masakaza there. You called it, Larry. New bat, new thinking, new ideas.
It was a bit too straight though from Faze Mukabeta, and Just no fielders placed in that region. So the minute that ball is flicked, is looking for the same one because it's realized that that area around the backward square leg is vacant. This is absolutely prime real estate. Just guide it past there with enough pace and that you get a boundary.
Yeah, Gladiators having a very attacking field there. Not having anyone and square leg there and that fine leg with the three slips catching there. Very attacking from Faisal Kabeta and his captain Muton.
I just wonder though, because with the field setting it's got a very packed slip cordon. He just hasn't induced an edge. Just hasn't bowled that ball that forces the batter to play, and that's bringing that slip cordon into play. But I mean, it's all negated because a bowler can make 5 mistakes in an over. The batter you only need the batter to make the one, and I say that as I called it. I say a bowler need only make a batter need only make 1 mistake, and that slip cordon comes into play. And Wellington Masakadza is gone for 6 or 15. The bats seem to have only worked for 1 boundary. And it's 27 for 2 after 7.3 overs.
Yeah, definitely. You called it, obviously. Wellington Masakadza there having a packed offside field and Faisal Kabeta. You were just saying he hasn't really bowled enough balls to induce an edge. And just as you said it, I think probably was listening to you when you was running in. And Wellington Masakadza nicking off. Caught keeper, Enox Chando. In it for Takudzwa Garwe.
Faisal Kabeta gets his 2nd wicket. On the other end, Malcolm Chukua has been very efficient holding up that end. He's conceded 13 runs off his first 4 overs. Still 3 balls left in this over for Takunda Garwe to negotiate.
Faisal Kabeta to continue. An attacking field again there. Left the lawn by Takunda Garwe. Faisal Kabeta, as you can see there, we've got 3 slips, short leg in, and a man at miss drive. It's a very, very attacking field. No 3rd man, only 1 field outside the circle. With that fine leg. Certainly a field where, Larry, you really have to bowl the right line and the right length. You can't miss your length when you've got a field like this. Yorker there, well negotiated by Takunda Gare. We'll be looking to make a good partnership with Alvin Chiradza, who's sitting on 16 of 25. Uhuru definitely lead a very, very big partnership here. They are currently 27 for 2 after 7.5 overs. Last ball, 28th over. LB shout.
Ah, it's difficult to call an LB if it's hitting your stomach, isn't it? 28 for 2 after 8 overs.
Malcolm Chukwa continuing from the Emmanuel Dube end. Bowling, getting into his 5th over. So you see Takunda Garo there, getting off the mark. Just a gentle push. Getting extra cover to his right. Something that you need to do for a long time. That's strike rotation, Larry.
Absolutely. It's one thing playing within yourself, because what that does is you bog yourself down and you end up in a situation where mentally you're unable to get the runs flowing. And say if you can't make the runs, like hit a boundary, the minimum you should do is try to get off strike.
Yeah, definitely. Find a way to get yourself off strike all the time. See, batting is, I think it's obviously easy to be talking about it, but you gotta have a process. Cut away to the covers. Alvin Chiraz, a very good shot. Looking to come back for 3, and they'll come. Very good shot off the back foot there by Alvin Chiraza. Just as we were saying there, Larry. Batting is a very complex thing that you gotta do. As a batsman, you gotta have a process. How do you get yourself in? How do you get to? You're saying about rotating the strike. How do you rotate the strike? What's the process you gotta have? Off the back foot through square leg there, just for 1 by Takunda Gare. Very good shot. He's really not spending much time on strike.
Yeah, because what it does is every ball, you're forcing the bowler to solve a new problem. Whereas if you're sitting there, and I think that's what, for example, with Wellington Masakadza, is that he was on that end, sort of almost stuck on that end, and therefore the bowler needed to only come up with one solution, try and get that edge. Easier say than done, though.
Yeah, obviously. It's easy for us to be talking about it here.
I like what Brian Bennett say, the Zimbabwe ODI and Test vice captain. He says, you need to remember that the other guys are also trying to win the match. It's a good shot that you'd felt there. Should have elicited more runs, but that's going to be the end of the over with the dot. 33 for 2. If you're Uhuru, fine with just losing the 2 wickets in the power play. Of course, ideally you want to get out of it without losing any wickets. But just the 2 wickets to 4 in the power play, you'd be happy with that?
Obviously, there's one more over to go to end the power play. But obviously, if they finish the first power play after losing 2 wickets, it's average. You can expect that. It's something that you say. Well, obviously, we don't have enough runs on the board yet, but losing 2 wickets is something we can work with. We obviously don't want to lose a cluster of wickets in the first power play. Losing 2 wickets it's a decent start for them. I wouldn't say it's a good start, but it's a decent start for them.
Faiz Mukabeta has taken the 2 wickets so far. Oh, it's been given. It's been given. And we say to Alvin Chiradza, it will be important for him to be out there. And he's got to go. Sorry, it's actually Takunda Garwe. That one, it's been given by the umpire, seen as adjacent. And he's got to go for 2 off 6 balls. And Uhuru, 33 for 3.
Larry, just as we were talking about Uhuru getting off the power play after losing just 2 wickets, and as I was saying before, I commented on that. It's the last over of the power play, and first ball, LB shot given, and the 3 down, 33 for 3. In at 5, Masha Takodza replacing Takunda Garwe. Faiz Mukabeta on 3 wickets now. Masha Takodza will really have to bat well here. Give Uhuru a good score here. Shimmy down the track. Given, as we are saying, Uhuru there looking to have a partnership going, but Masha Takodza getting in and getting out. Dismissed for 0. Down the track. Given.
Looks like I may have gotten them into trouble. Talks about at the end of the 9th over that if they got out of the power play with 2 down, they might be looking at a decent start, but since then they've lost 2 wickets. And Faiz Mukabeta has taken 4 wickets now. 33 for 4. Not the ideal situation that Uhuru find themselves in. In a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, Lara, I think before the start of the 10th over, I think you should have spoke about Uhuru having lost 2 wickets and having a decent start in the power play.
Wow. On a hat-trick ball now. We're in a position where Faze Mukabeta could be about to get the hat-trick. And he has bowled very well, so he'd be well worth the hat-trick if it comes. He's been part of a lot of good things for his side. We're in a position where the question is, will Asha Garwe stop him from grabbing that hat-trick? Remains to be seen. Was Uhuru missing quite a couple of players, both on the bowling department as well as the batting department. It takes quite a while to get himself into position. He'll be trying to throw the bowler off.
It's either that or he wasn't ready to get in.
It looks like he's being assisted with his dressing while he's still out there. Gotta love club cricket.
For me, it only shows two things there, Larry. It's either, as you said, the first point there is obviously trying to buy time since the hat-trick, trying to get Faze Mukabeta off his rhythm there. Or it's either he wasn't just ready to get in. Obviously, they have lost 2 quick wickets, so I'm telling you, to be ready to get into bed, I'm not pretty sure if I was ready to get in.
Have you ever faced a hat-trick ball?
Yeah, I have.
Did you fall?
No.
Let's see what happens now. Does he survive? Very attacking field. And it's going to be a wide, so that's a bit of an anticlimax. But 2 wickets dropping in the first 2 balls of the 10th over. Uhuru in a lot of trouble now. Gladiators bouncing back from their reversal last week. Wouldn't call it a shock result because maybe you might call it a shock result because Rangers did put out an inexperienced side. Bowled him. Faze Mukabeta gets his fifer. And they're ripping through this Uhuru side. And Asha Garwe did imply that he was unprepared when he came on. There's no amount of preparation that could have prepared him or got him in place to prevent Faze Mukabeta getting to his fifer. He's been irresistible. The score is now 34 for 5 after 9.3. Getting to his fifer. It's been irresistible. The score is now 34 for 5 after 9.3.
In at 7, the captain, Ryan Simbi. He's got a big job to do here. We need to assist Alvin Chiradza, who's He's currently sitting on 19 of 29 balls. Hasn't really got a partner who is better with him for some time to get a partnership going on. There's Mkabeta getting his 5 wickets in the 5th over. He's only gone for 13 runs. It's really bought all this morning. Hasn't given much away for the batters to score. Well played. Very good shot by Ryan Simbi. Good start. Right behind the ball. You definitely need to do that for a very, very long time. Alvin Chiradza is the only batter who has shown some confidence on the wicket there. Shown some good signs. Trying to bat long. LB shout! Not given. Umpire definitely not interested there.
Price seems to indicate that it was going down leg. A capitulation of sorts. One more ball left in the over. Remember, matches for this tournament are all being streamed live, courtesy of partners over at Bank ABC, Ling Long Tires, as well as Snowflower. Harare Metropolitan Cricket Association First League. And this is very expressive. And it looks as if Ryan Simbi is in just a little bit of trouble there. I'm trying to figure out. Been a couple of players who've gone through the mill. Ryan Simbi was playing in a match last night under the academy match. It looks like he's in a bit of trouble. He's actually taken his pads off, at least one of them. And it does look like in all sorts of pain.
Yeah, very good ball by Faisal Kabeta there. Yorker tailing into the batsman. Looks like he got hits on his toe. Yeah, as you're saying, Ryan Simbi looking very much in trouble there. It's actually 2 troubles. One of an injury and one of being out. LB out.
So 4 wickets falling in this over. 32 for 6. Or 34 for 6. Just the 1 run to come out of this over. Huge capitulation. All 6 wickets taken by Faiz Mkabeta. Right. Simbi in all sorts of trouble as he's walking off. I say walking off, that's to be generous. Limping off. Gingerly. It's been a disastrous over. 4 wickets falling. And tell you what, Uhuru will do very well to get to 100 from this point.
Don't call it early, Larry. You did call it early the start of the 10th over and you lost 4 wickets in this over.
I wasn't the one batting.
Malcolm Chikonchino from the Manu Dube end. Bowling is sixth over. He's gone for 18 runs so far. Very experienced left-arm spinner.
Alvin Shiraz has been watching from the other end as his teammates have come one after the other, leaving the stage. And a misfield there allows them to scamper through. Shiraz has been watching from the other end as his teammates have come one after the other, leaving the stage.
Pretty sure Alvin Shiraz is just saying to himself, there, come on guys, just stay with me here. Just for a longer time. Or bowled, or played. Very good. Well flighted ball by Malcolm Chukua there. Well negotiated also by Alvin Chiraza. Coming forward, using the straight bat. Off the back foot. Put away. Will roll away for a boundary. Very good shot by Alvin Chiraza there. Bit of a misfield by the fielder at the boundary there. A very good effort by him.
A couple of weeks ago, you were faced with a similar situation. You came in and scored a 50, didn't you? What does Alvin Chiraza do here to try and get his team going?
Obviously, he just needs to bat long. Bat for as long as possible. And obviously, the attacking shots, you got to take them away. You got to get yourself in. He's obviously in now. And now the most important thing he's got to do is that very good ball that's going to be bowled by the bowlers. He has to be able to defend it. And the rest will be obviously scoring options. So it's a patient game for him now. That's all he got to do. Driven, very good shot. Very mid off his left. Oh, very diving effort by the fielder. Very good. Good cricket all round. Good shot by Chirad and very good fielding by Leroy Chihuahua. Very good shot. Very mid off his left. Oh, very diving effort by the fielder. Very good. Good cricket all round. Shot by Chirad and very good fielding by Leroy Chihuahua. Well flighted ball, or negotiated by Wishness Chapombo, who's in at 7 for Uhuru.
$43 for 6 after 11 overs. 9 runs off this over. And that's the 11th over done. Faizun Kabeta has taken 6 wickets. All 6 wickets so far. Continues in the attack. And why wouldn't he? He's a man in form. Gladiators, of course, are the defending champions of the Harare Metropolitan Cricket Association First League title, also known as the Vine Cup. At some point, I'm going to ask the GM of the province, as well as the 2 provinces. Eagles also incorporates the Mashonaland Central Cricket Association. We're also playing matches this weekend out in Bindura. So just talk about the development, especially in Harare, for this particular tournament. It goes into putting the tournament together, of course the challenges and the successes. Tournament with a very storied history. Of course, you're over at Rainbow, a club that has played a lot in this league, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Been in the league for more than 10 years now. Former champions.
Were you born when they were champions?
Sorry?
Were you born when they were champions?
I was the winning captain.
Oh, there we go.
Great shot
Oh,
by
that
Mr. Fombo there. Driven straight down the ground. Very, very good shot to bring some smiles to the Uhuru changing room there, Larry.
Certainly does. It's been looking precarious for a while. At this point, a part of you, how much of a part of you is playing almost for pride? Certainly does.
Tricky question there, Larry. About played a miss there by Winston Chapombo. Yeah, Larry, going back to your question, obviously, whenever you cross the rope and you say yourself you're going to play a game, you know, you just don't want to show up. You want to compete. You want to like show that you're there. Obviously, if you just go and then go through the motions, it's never going to be a competitive game. But like it's like we watch football. Every time we watch a football game, we want it to be exciting. If those guys are just going to go through the LB shout given. Faze Mkabeta on a roll here, taking all the 7 wickets. Larry, you said it's going to be a quick game, I said.
It's been a quick game so far. 7th wicket goes. 48 for 7. And Faze Mkabeta on a roll. The question will be, will he take all 10? Still got 4 overs after this one. 11.5 overs, 48 for 7. Wishnenzi Chafombo just got that 1-4. A brilliant cover drive to the boundary to show for his efforts. And comes the old man, Nigel Mpurura. He wouldn't have been expecting to come in this early.
Definitely not.
But if needs must. The old man, Nigel Mpurura. He wouldn't have been expecting to come in this early.
So Larry, just going back to your question you just asked me there, obviously going back, cricket is a game where if you're not willing to fight, you know, it's never going to be an exciting game. It's never going to be, you know, and not many people talk about those games because obviously it's obviously going to be one-sided, and a one-sided game it's something you can't really talk about because there's nothing exciting about it. You want a game where, you know, everyone is on like
That almost became another wicket, but survives the over. 48 for 7 after 12. It's the last 3 overs have been something of a horror show for Uhuru. A new side in the league, got promoted from the second league last season. and found the going tough. Just got the one win to talk about from their season. That was a win against Alex Cricket Club. It's going to be another change in bat. And the last time there was a 4 and a wicket. You're hoping for a little bit more, much better return than that. Because, as I say, as it stands, it's looking a little precarious. Alvin Shiradza will have to do a lot of the heavy lifting right now. Just the 2 bowlers used so far have done a job. Faiz Mkabeta taken the 7 wickets, and now Malcolm Chukua. And that's going to be a shout, but it looks like he's gone. The one hope for this team, the shining light that was there, has now been extinguished, and that is the wicket of Alvin Shiradza, who have been fighting a lone battle. Has got to go for 29. The score is now 48 for 8 after 12.1. The shining light that was there has now been extinguished. That is the wicket of Alvin Shiradza. They've been fighting a lone battle. Has got to go for 29. The score is now 48 for 8 after 12.1.
In at 9, Webster Madidi replacing Alvin Chiradza, who made 29 of 36. The only recognized batter to get into double figures there, Larry. The rest has been single digits.
Hasn't been ideal. But from a performance like this, do you take any lessons, or you just say it's just one of those days?
So I think it's you can take both. It happens in cricket. It happens that you sometimes you just pitch up and you get rolled out for nothing. But also, if you look at it that way, also you can get some lessons from that. That okay, what really did we do right, or what did we do wrong? Obviously, in this case for Uhuru, what have they done wrong? For me, looking at Alvin Chiraza, he's been their best batter, and he's just got out. But obviously, his first 36 balls, and he got 29. The rest haven't got into single digits. They got out in single digits. Why? They really didn't give themselves some time to spend at the crib. So obviously, you can get lessons from you can really get good lessons from a bad day.
Yeah, I always say that. A lot of people don't realize how long a 50-over match is. There's so many balls, 300 balls that you got to play with. And it's not to mention the possible extras. Yeah, I always say that. A lot of people don't realize how long a 50-over match is. There's so many balls. So, given how difficult it has seemed to be to bat here, and notwithstanding, of course, that Faiz Mkabeta has been irresistible and supported very well by Malcolm Chukua, are you a bit surprised by the decision? And it's the end of that over 49 for 8. Are you surprised by the decision to bat first when they won the toss?
Very much surprised, Larry, because
Well, Facebook Abeta can't get those 10 wickets anymore. And facing him is the 15-year-old Webster Madidi, also involved in the intra-academy match last night at Harare Sports Club. Cricket under light. Dances down the wicket. Made a conscious decision pretty early on to try to impose himself upon Faisman Kabeta. Well, at this moment has more wickets than the overs he has bowled. 7 wickets, 6 overs. Oh, he's not hanging about, is he?
Definitely not. Yeah, I think he just thinks so. I might as well just try and score here. Because obviously 48 for 7. 49 for 8. What's the best chance do you have here? It goes back to that competitive edge I was saying, Larry. Because he's obviously, Webster Madidi is a bowler. And he obviously knows that if we're going to put a low score, it's going to be very difficult. And so, what's the chance of us trying to get, well, from now on, it's half decent score. Trying to get now on it's half.
Harare weather. Very hot in the sun. It gets cool if you're sitting in the shade. Finally gets onto that a misfield. He's able to get his second run. He's been trying to power through that a couple of times. Doesn't quite connect with it. Maybe just as well, because if he got a little more of it, but not enough to get over the fielder at mid-off, then it might be out. And Nigel Mpurura, the big man facing. And that's up in the air. He's really muscled into that. And that the last run before brought up the 50. Now they've moved to 54. It's going to be the bowlers, probably up to these bowlers to try and get a score, something to have a go at. Maybe things such as net run rate. And get towards the business end of the season. Of course, this is the last match for these sides of the first round of the season. They're going to play 7 more matches after this for what will be the return legs. And at the end, there will be a champion that will be crowned. And after that blip from last week, or at least that's what Gladiators are trying to make it come across. Last week was an error as opposed to a situation where they were suddenly going to capitulate. 54 for 8 after 14.
Change of bowling from the Emmanuel Dube end. Owen Muzondo comes into the attack, replacing Malcolm Chikua, another left arm spinner. Been having a run in the domestic league. Also took part in the first T10 that we had. Remember, Owen was on the
Yes.
they called Durban calendars.
The ever smiling Owen Zondo. Didn't they win the first one?
Yeah, they did.
I remember they're captained by Craig Irvin, weren't they? 55 for 8. Well negotiated so far by Nigel Mpurura. Certainly gives a lot of respect to these deliveries by Owen Mizondo. Just looking every time I see Webster Madidi, he's grown just that little bit. I remember last year, before the World Cup, he's looking like this little boy. At 15, of course, that's around the age you suddenly have growth spurts, so it should be expected. But now he's quite tall. Oh, goes through that. Leroy Chihuahua collects that in the deep. Almost felt as if Nigel Mpurura was waiting for that delivery, but just gets the single off it because it doesn't quite get the middle of the bat. 56 for 8 after 15.
By the bowler there, Munashid Koi. Feeding runs off his bowling.
Partnership moves to 9. This will be given a wide. 9 extras conceded. And the extras are counting for the second highest number of runs. Not ideal.
Definitely not an ideal betting card for Uhuru there, Larry. You know, earlier you brought up a point of the game that I played, and I was in the same situation. You know, the other thing that I told myself was, I'm just going to focus on my defense. If my defense is good, I'm not worried about how many runs we're going to get. And with doing that, eventually you end up getting to see the ball more and more and more. And, you know, I think that's where the point comes of getting yourself in. So yeah, Larry, betting is a part of the game where you really have to you really have to be thinking. If you just go, as I said earlier, if you just go through the motions, the bowler will always have an edge over you. But if you giving yourself time and going through a certain process, it's something. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's something that I've seen that it works. If you're able to give yourself time, you have a process, and just always keep going through a routine all the time.
Certainly, everything is about processes.
Zondo continuing from the Emmanuel Dube end. Holding a nice tight line there to Nigel Mpurura. Gladiators 2 wickets away.
And that's
up
up
in the air. Falls in no man's land. Nigel Mpurura looking to go big. As you're seeing there, trying to repeat the shot, looking to go straight over the ground. But didn't get the timing right. Didn't get his body position right. Well played. Very good ball by Owen Muzondo there. Getting to beat the edge of Webster Matiti. Owen Muzondo nicely flighting the ball to the tail enders, enticing them to try and go over the top. That one getting to miss the edge. End of the 17th over, 59 for 8.
And it looks like the wicket's just gone. It's a wicket of Nigel Mpurura. And Munasho Chupoy getting it on the front. Takes the wicket off. Nigel Mpurura goes for 7 of 16. And now down to the last wicket. And as Craig Shikange was coming in, known more as a bowler he is. And now has to try and get a couple of more runs. And certainly looking much more difficult now. I did say that I've done well to get to 100, but not within the realms of possibility at the moment. Possible, but improbable. Yeah.
Come up with the fight, come up with strategy to be able to play these Gladiators bowlers who have really rode them over. Should you say that Gladiators bowlers are poor or Uhuru better in enough apply themselves well? That's the question you should be asking. Did the Gladiators always bowl very well, or did the Uhuru batters apply themselves now?
I think at the top of the innings, we talked about how this pitch plays, and Uhuru should know a lot more about this because this is a ground that they've played a lot of cricket on, and it is a ground they also use as their home ground. So they should have known that how this ground plays. You can't go trying to smash it. Remember last week when they lost to Takashinga 1, those extras are going to be important. Doesn't quite get to the boundary. They're going to be able to come back for three. They choose not to. But it is those. It is understanding the conditions as they are. So from the toss, the decision to have a bowl, to have a bat, you think probably not the best one that you could have made, and then not applying yourself. You know it's a difficult pitch to to play on. It means you've got to be a lot more patient. We talked at the top about needing to survive. Darlington Matambanadzo was out in Botswana at the ICC, the men's Division 2 qualifier for the T20 World Cup. Last week said you almost got to give a certain number of overs to the bowling team and say it's just going to be difficult. But the ball is going to get softer. And when it gets softer, that means the opportunities to score increase. 61 for 9. Zondo continues. And that's gone up. It makes its way to the boundary. And Webster Madidi is not looking around, is not really trying to stick around for this. That's a shorter boundary on that end. So around this time, if you had the better batters, the more capable operators, this is the period that they would be attacking a lot more. And so you open up the leg side if you're batting from the Sembezea end. We saw last week how Hamilton Masakadza punished particularly the spinners by accessing that end, but what they did is they survived until around this period and then started attacking around the 25th over. 25 overs, still a lot of balls to play with. You're looking at 150 balls. That's another brilliant shot there, but straight to the fielder. That brings us to the end of the 19th over. The score is now 66 for 9. Brings us to the end of the 19th over. The score is now 66 for 9.
Very clarifying there. As a batting unit, you always want to understand. Inning to an end. 66 all out. Not a very exciting batting lineup. Alvin Chiraza, the only batter to get double digits, getting 29 of 37. The rest, not much to really talk about there, Larry.
Not really much to talk about, but it will be the Faze Nkabeta show. Taking 7 wickets and a devastating spell of bowling between the 10th over and the 12th over. A bunch of wickets fell at the same time. 4 wickets fell in the 10th over, and since then the recovery just hasn't existed. And we're 33 for 2 and end up on the 66 all out. So they lost 8 of their wickets for 33 runs. So not the most ideal batter. 7 for 23, Faisman Kabeta. 2 for 2 from Menashe Chipoye. 1 for 28 from Malcolm Chukua. And the story from here is that Uhuru have been bowled out for 66. And we're back in a few for the chase. Welcome back to the chase. A modest total that was set by Uhuru Cricket Club, who made 66 all out. Very modest total. 7 wickets taken by Faiz Mukabeta and Gladiators after a very difficult match last time out when they were absolutely walloped by Rangers, looking to bounce back. My name is Larry Kwiraran, joined by Vine Cup winning captain at some point, Kudamjed.
Yeah, Larry, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Ryan Simbi opening the bowling from the Elvis Simbiza end. The captain, left-arm spinner, looking to lead from the front, trying to defend a very, very low score here at Takashinga Cricket Club. Opening the batting for Gladiators, Lennox Chando on strike now, and Leroy Tuwaula. Cut away, straight to the man at point, no run.
Obviously, looking at this side, Uhuru, just to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in partnership with Bank ABC, Linglong Tires and Snowflower, without whom we would not be able to beam these pictures across Zimbabwe and beyond. Give you all the dramatic moments like that 7-4 special in the morning.
About, well played. Good start, very, very good start by Ryan CB.
Good to see he's okay. I received a toe crusher for the LBW that got him out. Even took off one of his shoes. He's a captain for today, standing in for Tafadzwa Tsiga. Good chance for a run out there. And the umpire not interested. A really close, risky one. And Leroy Chihuahua running towards the danger end. And that's the end of the first over. It's 1 without loss.
Spin from both ends. Wellington Masakaza coming from the Manyudu end. Left arm spinner also. We're looking to give the Gladiators Open a tough time. His nagging length. Earlier today, Uhuru won the toss to bat. Alvin Schroeder, only one of the notable performance, 29. Not a very good looking scorecard by Uhuru. Managed to get only 66 runs on the card. For them, though, really have to forward to defend this score, Larry.
Certainly will. It's going to be also trying to make sure that restore some pride. They won't need anyone to tell them that their performance earlier today was a bit disappointing, to say the least. But you want to restore some of that pride.
Blue and Swallows got it down to 19. Taking the last World Cup. What it beats against was it India?
I think it was India.
Really played well that game. Only last all coming to the backs. And that's the captain's team is also. Go back.
So quite a big hit off the ball. 2 without loss after 2. No scoreboard pressure at all. So you're able to spend some time just getting your eye in. The silly way to do it is to try and hit 6s and 4s and so forth and get it done early. But then that gets you into a difficult position where, Lennox Chando is capable of those. And nice little cover drive. So you just want to go through this period with a ball like that gives you a little bit of width, punish it, but under no pressure to try and get this done as quickly as possible, because if you get into a position where you sort of try to attack too many balls, you could suddenly lose a cluster of wickets. We saw Uhuru earlier on losing 4 wickets in just the 1 over, and that puts you on the back foot, and to be able to come out of that mentally becomes a little bit difficult. Every time you're going out there, you're always thinking, am I the next one? And also becomes sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think you're the next wicket, you end up becoming the next wicket.
Very well.
Was there a chance there? Just a little bit beyond him, Wellington Masagaza. That slip. A genuine edge. Just to the left of him. So I'm going to give him his buys. Did look like there was a bit of an edge off it. It's given his bye, so it did come spit off the surface. Thought it was an edge, and umpire says there was nothing on that. It's now down. Absolutely poleaxed that one. It's the first maximum of the match. Lennox Chando, big hitter of the ball. Loves it on the leg side. And just like that, the scores is just taken on a bit of pace. 14 without loss after 2.4. The first 2 overs were very sedate. Now just a bit of the afterburners getting on this. And it's got an aerial once again. No chance there for the fielder placed at a mid-wicket position. It goes for another maximum. And for all the talk that I had saying that you don't really want to put yourself at risk, Lennox Chando says you've got enough power to really exploit the field, and why not? 20 without loss, 2.5.
there. All the way to bounds for one. Very good shot by Chandler there. He's late in the field.
I guess he's decided he's going to finish this match by himself. Doesn't quite time it as well as he did the other one, so doesn't get to the boundary. Two fielders converging in that region to stop it from going to the boundary. What I love about community grounds like this, you can see a couple of birds just milling around there on the field as the game is being played, and that's gone up, and it's got a lot of that. And that maximum absolutely piled through that one. So Lennox Chander has decided that he wants to go home early today. And if we go at the current rate, this match could be done in the next 15 minutes. .35 without loss. Last over went for 19. Oh, that beats everything except the fielder. And then Shando almost got himself into trouble there with a false shot. 35 without loss after 4. Just gone past the halfway mark for the runs needed. Target is 67. And currently on 35. A very aggressive start from Lennox Shando. Big hitter, capable of imposing himself. Spent a lot of time at the academy that is based here. He's also captained the Zimbabwe Academy side for a couple of matches. Oh, this has gone around the corner. Wellington Masakaza chases that down. And he's going to go for 3. Absolutely. I always say schemes like that keep a lot of kids out of trouble. Because they can be in all sorts of trouble. And as you can see, kids are now just going past us here on the Emmanuel Dube end after their sessions in the morning with the coaches. As that happens, it's a huge boundary that's been hit once again, but love to see this in the community. A lot of youngsters. Had a bigger crowd last week. Over 50 kids that are counted last week. What it does, as I say, it keeps the community engagement. It also allows kids to make new friendships. That's the thing that is important in sports. You want kids to go out there and find new people. And that is stopped there.
Cricket is a game where you can only get better from training, which is these kids can learn most of the time. It's only going to improve them and improve the cricket of the nation.
Yeah, and beyond that, you also want kids who see cricket, a sport, as recreation. So not all of them are going to become, in fact, very few of them are going to become international cricketers or whatever the case may be, but they'll have cricket appreciation and they become fans going forward. Yes. Leroy Chwala. Also a big hit himself, but that just fails to get to the boundary. 47 out loss after 5.
Trying to go for the shoot there, missing the ball. Extra bounce.
20 runs needed to win. Here's an ask. We'll call for a stumping. Umpire unmoved.
You win because you won the toss or because you did understand the conditions or situation. Obviously, I guess winning the toss gives you an added advantage of you going to do what you think is the best thing to do. But that's put a blueprint that winning the toss will give you a good chance of winning the game.
A lovely slog reverse sweep there. And that brings up the 50. Lennox Chando really putting on the afterburners. Is on 30, is on 42 of 24. You wouldn't bet against him getting to his 50. So, to answer your question, whenever you go out, you got to price into the thinking that you might not win the toss. So you got to be prepared for any eventuality. You should be able to play the conditions as they come. If they say, look, you got to survive very difficult conditions in the morning, you got to have that in your armor. And so while there are some grounds in which it's important to win the toss, like Harare Sports Club, where it tends to to spit a lot more in the early morning. He's really enjoying that shot, isn't he? What you don't want to do is then, if you lose the toss, you start thinking, I've already lost the match.
Left arm spin, and a shango. Rushed on to 43 off 28. Stars over cover. Very good shot. Get the timing low. All the way. Very good from here. Timing. Way better than that. Swept. Stretch the man on each square. One. Push off the back foot for a quick single to lead off. Leonard Shando, very good batting by him. And his boundary and also being able to attack the strike. That always shows the sign of a good batsman. Able to get the boundaries and be able to get off strike to be in the game all the time.
I have to say that's the one thing that I think Uhuru failed to do a little earlier. They kept trying to go for the boundaries and forgot that there are runs that you can accumulate from just running between the wickets. So you'd think, and that is a really brilliant shot there from Leroy Chwawula. He gets his first boundary on one knee and actually smothered that ball. Smiting of sorts. And I did say it's going to be done very soon. I just need 8 runs. Let's conclude this match. So I was just saying what they've done, and this is chasing. You could have just really, done some middling about. But what they've done is to say we still need those singles. And given away very few dot balls. The dot balls were concentrated in the first 2 overs, but once they decided to get going, they went. 59 without loss after 8 runs needed. And as we have a changeover, just to remind you that tomorrow we've got more action. We'll be here, Rangers versus Takashinga 2. Starts at 9:30 a.m. Rangers, after losing a couple of matches in a row, picked up a win last week. And currently sit in 3rd. Old Hararians at the top of the log, but they'll be knocked off that by Gladiators. The matches between Alex and Rainbow, your boys, and Takashinga won against Old Hararians, have been postponed due to reasons beyond our control. So there will be a match tomorrow, be available on the Harare Metro Cricket website. Or rather, not the website, it's going to be Harare Metro Cricket YouTube channel, as well as the Harare Metropolitan Cricket Association Facebook page. And go to hmca.live. That's our website. Go hmca.live.
Over the top. Goes away for a boundary. 6 runs. A very good shot for him. 2 runs to go. 1 run to go for this game to be done. Now they pick on the see how Gladiators is going about chasing this score and how they, after making a score, another team just comes in. Your score just like that. That's what I'm saying. That white given by the umpire to end the over, to end the game. Sorry, winning the game in a very commanding way there. Lennox down to 46 of 32. Leroy Chawla 18 of 13. Very commanding finish by the Gladiators there, Larry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a very efficient performance from the table toppers, coming back from the disappointment from last week and picking up this big win. For Uhuru, it's going to be lessons and lessons, more lessons. Unable to build on a win that they picked up last week and a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of encouraging performances since then. But the story of the day: Uhuru won the toss, bowled out for 66. In 19.2 overs. Alvin Shirazad, the only notable batter, 29 off 37, 7 for 23 from Fezwin Kabeta, and 2 for 2 Munashe Chipoya, and 1 for 28 from Malcolm Chikua. In response, Gladiators 67 in just 7.3 overs. Lennox Chanda 46 off 32, 18 off 13 from Leroy Chawla. And that rounds up the action for today. And I want to thank you for joining us. And we're going to say also thank you to Bank ABC, Ling Long Tires, as well as Snowflower. It's been an early one, and it's done and dusted. But as I said, we've got more cricket tomorrow in the HMCA tournament. And we'll be streaming all the matches live throughout the season. So remember to subscribe and follow if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, like and follow. And also ring the button on YouTube so that every time we have a match you get notification. And download the Zimbabwe Cricket app as well. You can follow all the stats and get all the stats and that sort of thing. But with that, your final words, Kukudamyede.
Right now to rectify all the things that they did wrong. But obviously for Gladiators, after losing the game last week to Rangers, they can come back to them. They're really showing why they are at the top of the table.
Okay, so that's it from us. My name is Larry Kwirara, speaking with Take care of yourself, and we'll be with you tomorrow.